Hello and thanks for joining us. We are here today at Fire Station 106 talking to some young people who are getting first-hand experience what it means to be a real firefighter. Coming up a little bit later in the show, I'll introduce you to the newest member of the L.A.F.D. But let's get right to it and talk to Fred Bocher, who heads up the Explorer program.
Explorer program is designed for kids ages 15 to 21 who are interested in a career in the fire service.
Okay.
It gives them hands-on opportunity to see if the fire service is what fills their dreams or their career goals. And if not, then they can divert their career, their future in a different direction. If it does fit their program, all the better. They can spend time here and learn about firefighting with hands-on experience, and that much better for their resume for a career in the fire service.
It's interesting. You and I are just talking about the fact that when you became a firefighter, you didn't have an Explorer program. You just, entered the system that way. How much of a need do you see for a program like this to kind of get you to the next level?
It's huge. It's a great blessing for these kids that have the opportunity for hands-on to see if it is the goal that they thought it would be.
Right.
And if not, they can change or go in a different direction. But for those kids that are, it's giant, something huge to put on a resume for the fire service.
I know that it's tough in the state of California to get a job as a firefighter. Does this actually help to facilitate a job afterward?
Absolutely, yes. It's something huge to put on a resume to say that I actually have hands-on experience working in the fire station with others, because it's not an individual task. We are very team-oriented, group-oriented. So it's a good thing.
Just watching these guys, there's so much to learn that you don't think about. You think about a guy jumping on a truck and going out and, putting out a fire. How difficult is it to learn all of this?
It takes time and repetition and drilling. That's why you'll see fire engines and stuff, even with a job in the fire department, we're always drilling just to keep up on techniques and keep our basic levels at the point where they need to be. And as applying for a job with this experience that these kids are learning here and building is giant for a new employer to see that and say they're that much above entry-level people that haven't even touched stuff.
It seems like there's a lot of discipline and a lot of commitment for these kids as well, and only like 2% drop out, so they must come here and figure out if they love it or not, for sure.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, there's so many kids that you meet on the street or say, oh my gosh, I always wanted to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
Well, this is the point you can go to see if it is in your future.
I wanted to also ask you, at what point do they have an opportunity to see a fire, see a real-life situation? Because it's got to be so different from practicing this all the time than having to put it into use.
Absolutely, yes, it is different once you just playing with it here in the station, and hands-on, throwing a ladder. It is a little different throwing a ladder against a building that's throwing smoke out at you. I always thought it was weird, and my family thinks I'm very peculiar for running into a building where everybody's running out.
Yes.
And you have to get your mindset, and training, drilling, practicing is key on making sure that everybody's up to speed and can handle what needs to get done.
Right. What's it like the very first time that you're in a real life situation? Is it just, there's got to be the biggest fear and exhilaration all at one time.
Exactly. It's excitement, it's fear, it's just crazy because people are panic mode, and we're there to help. People call 911 because they find themselves in situations that they can't get out of, whether it be a fire in a structure or traffic collision, somebody having trouble breathing, medical issues, somebody fall down a cliff. They call us, and we get to go and help them, try and get them out of that situation. But yes, it's scary, but that's where your training comes in.
Right.
All that drilling, all that preparation, it kicks in, and you go to work, take care of business.
Look for when you see a young cadet? Can you kind of see the ones that you just know have it?
There's some that you would think that, oh no, there's no way. But they develop, they grow, and they learn. And it's amazing to see that transformation, and it's just impressive to me. I love my job, and that's why I'm out here just sharing with these guys and girls. We have 3 girls in post right now, and it's really fun to watch them and share my career, my joy with them. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty cool for you, having already been a firefighter for a long time, and then seeing young people come up and be this enthused about it.
Absolutely. Yes, it's completely different because I coach baseball and softball and soccer and all that stuff, and kids aren't quite. There's some enthusiastic kids,
Sure.
but there's some that just stay in there because their parents told them you got to go play a sport. Not quite enthusiastic, not at the right level. All these kids want to be here. They are energetic, enthusiastic, and willing to learn. You can see that all of them are taking notes, very focused, and that's what you need to be in the fire service. And all good bunch of kids here at Post 14.
And I can see that you guys also add a little humor to keep it lively and light.
I think that's just the firefighters. It's just because this is such a stressful job. We vent in precarious ways, but it's a unique spot, and yes, we do keep it light.
Tell me how you first got involved with the Explorer program. Was somebody come to the school to talk to you about this, or?
My cousin was actually in this post, and he went to the Explorer Academy, and I went to his graduation, and they showed a demo on what they did throughout the academy, like light cars on fire and do hot drills and stuff like that, and I just fell in love with it.
Now, did you grow up thinking you wanted to be a firefighter, or?
Yes, I did, either that or a police officer, but mostly a fireman.
Okay, now tell me how long you've been involved in this program.
About 3 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 years. You know, it's interesting when we watch you guys going through the drills and whatnot. There's so much to learn. How do you take it all in?
You just take it one day at a time, and if I've been here for so many meetings or so many events, I've just absorbed as much information as I could. It kind of gets repetitive, so that's how you master, or not master, but remember it pretty much.
You know, what do you think is the most challenging part of being a part of this program or learning to be a firefighter?
Just the commitment. I've currently stepped up to be a captain here for the Explorer program. Just all the responsibility that takes, making sure everybody's here on time, kind of being responsible, trying to make sure nobody get hurt or anything like that. Just trying to just be here for everybody, for yourself, trying to learn yourself and teach people. But when you teach, you learn more by teaching.
Do you think that you can tell guys that are really, like, they just come in here and say, yes, this is it for me? Can you kind of tell the difference, or?
Yeah, some people are like kind of timid and they don't really go through it. And but some people, they just like, they love it, just like me. I like it a lot. It's just a blast.
Very cool. And how much time do you commit to doing this per week? How does it work?
Well, I'm in charge of the email. Like, I send email out to all the explorers. I don't know. It's not that time consuming. It's just like every once in a while I'm on the computer. I check to see if any updates or anything like that. So just every Saturday you got to make sure that you're here, because I'm one of the captains, and it's good for me to be here to show everybody else that I'm committed. Even if you're not here, I'm still here and helping everybody out.
And then you'll continue to go to college. You said you graduated high school last year, so you'll go to college and keep doing this at the same time.
Yes, I will.
I started when I was 17. My uncle turned me on to the program. I didn't know about Explorers until I talked to my uncle about it. I took EMT in high school because I had the plan of a career path in the fire service.
Okay.
Ever since I was 10, 11, I wanted to either be a cop or a firefighter because it's in my family. Dad's a cop. His dad was a cop. His dad was a cop, and my mom's dad was a firefighter, retired for Torrance, and my dad's brother works for L.A.F.D. So it's kind of just been in our family. It's just something I wanted to do, and I got involved in this program. This program's opened up so many doors for me. I started here out of high school, first summer out of high school. I've stuck with them. I'm 21 now, so it led to me going through the academy, which I learned a lot in. Prepared me for El Camino. I went through El Camino's academy. Got invited back to be a mentor there, and then straight out of the academy, I reserved at Torrance for about a year and a half. So it's just branched out in all these different opportunities for me to take advantage of. So
Okay, so now what's the next step for you? I know it's very competitive in the state of California to become a firefighter.
Yes, it is.
So having taken all of this extra training has to be helpful for you.
yes, especially if I'm fortunate enough to get picked to take the LA County Fire Department test.
Okay.
Looks really good that you've been explored with the department. You've learned how the department works. Going through the academy, there's recruits that come out of the Los Angeles Academy or Los Angeles County Academy that say the Explorer Academy is actually harder than the paid academy. So really prepares you. It gives me the upper hand learning about how the fire service works. I got certified. I could go on ride-alongs, work 24-hour shifts. Learning different stuff from the medics, firefighters, engineers, captains, anything they throw at you. So it's just all this information that gets kind of introduced to you just from the Explorer program. It's really great.
You've pretty much been around this your whole life, but the first time you were in like a real life situation, what was that like for you? Yeah.
It is really nerve-wracking at first because you're sitting there, your mind's going a mile a minute. There's guys all over telling you what to do because you're the new guy.
Right.
So all eyes are on you to kind of help out and do the right thing. You're trying to do the right thing, but sometimes doing the right thing you think is the right thing isn't really the right thing. So you get yelled at, but you learn from it, which is good. I remember one of my first calls here after getting certified was there was an iguana stuck in a tree, and I thought that was hilarious because I always hear movies, stuff like that. Oh, you're gonna get the kitty out of the tree.
Right.
We got an iguana, a 3-foot iguana, but it was still it was cool.
It's
Like I was living it, so it was really great.
There's so much to learn just as we watch you guys this morning and teaching and learning. What was the toughest thing for you to learn?
I think for Explorer wise, probably just there's so many guys that have been on for on the department for like the longest time. It's second nature to them, but there's still a lot of stuff that I'm learning. I still don't know about the LA County Fire Department, and that's kind of the stuff that I'm still picking up on, having a hard time with. Just kind of the brotherhood. That's kind of something you get used to and stuff like that. But there's different, there's stuff from LA County that's different from LA City, Torrance, other departments around. That's kind of the stuff that's hard because you try and do it Torrance's way, but then you're supposed to do it, LA County's way when you're here. So it's kind of hard, separating between the different departments because they're so mixed up.
Right. Now, Garrett, you have to learn how to cook being a firefighter, right? So are you a good cook?
I'm not an excellent cook. I'm learning. That's one of the big things. That's probably a hard thing. Yeah, that's probably one of the hard things. I've been practicing. My family, they're kind of my guinea pigs.
Good.
So
That's good.
practice on my family, girlfriend, just wherever I can practice. McCormick, I got hired at McCormick. I cook for the guys at the station sometimes just to practice. So I'm trying to get, because you don't use it, you lose it. So I'm just trying to keep the cooking skills going.
I've been in the program almost 3 years, going on 3, and I got involved. My dad's a fireman for Glendale, and that's when I realized I was interested in becoming a fireman. He told me about that Explorer program, so I did some research, found out this one close to where I live, and I came up and joined.
It's interesting, you have this in your family, you've kind of been around it your whole life. What was the experience like for you, though, coming into it as a firefighter, learning all this stuff?
It was very cool. I learned the biggest things I learned. One thing that's cool that you learn is just really seeing what the job's like, so you know that it's what you want to do. So that's probably the biggest thing I learned, because before I was kind of like, sounds like a cool job, and this is what I really, knew for sure is definitely what I want to do.
What do you think is the most challenging part of being in the program?
Challenging part is just you learn a lot of stuff. It's just a lot of new stuff you got to keep learning. And then I went through the academy, learned a lot of stuff there, and just keep learning.